Alright guys, I just want to introduce you to a demo of the Podcast Viper here. You can see I just opened up the Podcast Viper, so there is a desktop. You can click on dashboard. If you're running any podcast at the time, they'll show up in here. They'll tell you what the progress is, controls, you can pause, stop, continue, play, etc. For the current projects, this is what I have set up in here. Project set up for Scott Patton called The Podfather. And I'm sure you saw that on the sales page, The Podfather. That is our great comical thumbnail and title that Scott Patton has been called. So if you happen to know Scott Patton, he's a genius podcaster. You can look him up on Google. You can look him up on Apple, Google Play. He's got amazing podcasts. He's done tens and tens of thousands of podcasts. So we call him the local guru of podcasting, and that's why I called him the Podfather. I know it sounds a little cheesy, but it's really funny. So anyways, here's the Podfather and the Podcast Viper, I should say here. So there's little buttons on the left-hand side here. You can run the project. So if you want to just run this project, I can hit this and hit Run Project. I do recommend running proxies. So I have my proxies added in here, and what this does is it allows more unique views, not just your computer or your IP address viewing the same podcast over and over and over and over and over again. For me, I believe that's like a red flag to Google, so I like to put proxies in here, and that way I know that proxies are being run, which generates a unique view for each individual search that it does, or each individual view. So this is a way to keep it more unique, to drive up the views and make it look like more different people are coming in, different devices, things like that. So that's why I like to use proxies. Now, they're not totally needed. I believe I'll have a version coming out that will allow you to choose whether you want to run with proxies or not. That is something that we're working on programmer-wise. But once you set up a project, you can click on the edit button here. You can delete it. You can delete all projects. Don't recommend that. But you could totally do that if you wanted to. To add a project, you would just click on Create Project. And we'd add a name in here, Michael Demo. Description, you could put your description in here of what you would like it to be. Test podcast, okay. And then right here, you click the little Add Podcast button, put in your keywords, and then put in your link. And that's it, and hit Accept. And once you've added your podcast in here, you can add as many podcasts under your project manager as you would like. So let's say that you have 25 podcasts underneath this project manager. And I'm going to exit this one out. You could hit play on this project, and it would start listening to all those different podcasts. It would start cycling through those different podcasts, listening to them, generating listens, generating searches, ranking you up in both Google, Google Play, Apple Play, etc., etc., etc. Now, we're going to be adding Amazon in here. I don't yet have Amazon, but there's a couple of different places I've been looking at putting in. In fact, I was just reached out to my programming team, and I asked them to put in a new one called Buzzsprout. And I'm sure if you do podcasting, you'll see it right here. This is Buzzsprout right here. So I did ask them if they could put it in here to where it would come in, listen to a Buzzsprout podcast, and generate views for that. So let's just say I want to generate a view right now. What I would do is I'd click on Run Selected Project. It's going to open up. This is because I'm using proxies here. So we'll let it open up the window. And once it starts up, I'll show you what it does. Okay, so it opened up a window. And now it's going to create a search. Okay, so now it's doing the search right now. So it's going through Google looking for it. It's ranked right up there at the very tip top, I believe. Mamma mia. Scott does great. There we go. Alright, it clicks it. So it goes in here, and you can see, I'm not clicking this at all, but you can see in here it says play. So I'm just going to let the mouse do its thing. There we go. It's click play, and now it's going to listen between 8 and 12 minutes out of this 20-minute podcast. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? And this could be happening multiple times. So you could throw this up on a VPS, you could throw it on another computer, you could throw it on your computer if you want. And you could just let it work in the background. So meanwhile, I can go back over here to dashboard, and you can see it right here. The Podfather is running. You can see what the progress bar is. And if I wanted to, I could hit stop. So if I hit stop, this is what's going to happen. Boom. It closes it out. It says it's been terminated. It's back over here on project, and I can hit run again if I want to run it. And that's it. And that's how simple this is. You set up your projects. I will have a scheduler coming in probably in the next couple of days. I'll be releasing a scheduler. You can select how many views you want. You could select, okay, I want to run, 5,000 listens to my podcast over the next 30 days. Oh my gosh, can you imagine what that would do for your ranking? Can you imagine? It would bypass all those other people, all those poor saps out there. Let's just be honest, these poor saps that do not have the podcast Viper like you have. And you're going to bypass them. You're going to get their leads, you're going to get their subscribers, you're going to get their listens, and you're going to beat them out in all the rankings with a tool that just runs in the background for you, does all of your listens for you, drives in your downloads, drives your CTR, that's your click-through rate. It drives every ranking factor to rank you up in Google, and pretty soon, like I said, we'll be adding Amazon in here, Spotify, a lot of different blog sites, and this is just going to work for you in the background. It's going to make you money. So Podcast Viper, go down below, pick up the buy button. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. This is a super cool tool, very easy to set up. Anybody can do it. Point and click, hit start. Bada bing, bada boom, you are good to go. Alright guys, thank you.